it radically increases the odds that they are going to live not only a longer life, but that every year they have of that long life is better spent. It increases your mobility. It's linked to better mental health. I mean, it literally is the miracle drug. It's about the closest thing we have to that. Now, of course, it's hard in the short term, but like all things, you get that long-term benefit afterwards.
So you spent your entire career and you built all of this great research, all this learning into these books. What's one habit or lifestyle change that you believe you get the greatest return on investment?
Me personally, or the general population? I don't know why I just asked you that, because I think my answer would be the same for both. It would be exercise.
Exercise. Okay.
I think for me personally, it's the thing that keeps me sane. I'm a high wired person. As a kid, I was always running around. If I don't burn off steam, I just go a little wacko. And then when you look at, for the general population, when you look at what kills people today, it's all these chronic diseases like heart disease, certain cancers, diabetes, metabolic diseases. And the number one thing that you can do to prevent those is exercise, full stop. I mean, if a person exercises, it radically increases the odds that they are going to live not only a longer life, but that every year they have of that long life is better spent. It increases your mobility. It's linked to better mental health. I mean, it literally is one study that I love called exercise, the miracle drug. It's about the closest thing we have to that. Now, of course, it's hard in the short term, but like all things, you get that long-term benefit afterwards.
Okay, so I'm going to add something. I'm not great at it, by the way. So I'm a better exerciser than I am a sleeper. I have a hard time actually in bed because I'm always moving, ready to go. What do you think about sleep?
Very important. I also think that there's a lot of information out about sleep that can make it very confusing. I actually wrote a whole newsletter about this. It's on the website. I think it's called 8 Sleep Tricks That Actually Work or something like that. But I think the long story short of that piece is that a person has to find what works for them with sleep. So we hear a lot of rules like you must sleep in a blacked out room. You must absolutely sleep 8 hours a night. You must absolutely have silence. And it turns out when they do larger studies, sleep is very individual. Some people are great with 6 hours. Some people need 8.5. Some people actually do better with the TV on. Some people do better with a little bit of light, a little bit of sound. And so I do think that it's one of those things where people often can become anxious that they're not getting 8 hours when you might be actually best on 7. So kind of learning your own habits, a little bit of introspection, I think can be really useful for people around sleep.
Yeah, I think it's been a big thing for me personally. I can say that when I'm sleeping better, I'm thinking better. I'm also, my metabolism is better. And so people got to try to get into that habit. Okay. So what's the easiest change? Let's say that I am the laziest rat in the rat cage, in the rat maze, and all I think about are M&Ms, peanut M&Ms. What's the easiest change I can make?
I mean, I go back to that 2% stat, to be honest, and trying to figure out how can you translate that idea of doing what you're already going to do, but making it slightly harder and applying that across the board. So if you take the stairs and the escalator idea, it's like you have to get up to the second floor. Mm-hmm. You can either take the stairs or the escalator. One's going to give you a long-term return on your health and improve your life across the board. And another is just going to be nice in the short term, but could actually add to chronic disease.
So interesting because I have a boss. He's my old boss, who still thinks he is my boss. By the way, I'll point that out. But my old boss, Michael, is in good shape. He's 72. He's got me by 12 years, in very good shape. And I said, I'm impressed. You're in very good shape. And he said to me something that I'll share with you. I want you to react to it. He said, you know what? I'm doing 100 push-ups and 100 sit-ups a day. I don't care what day it is. I don't care what and if I can't do 100 in a row, I'm going to do 10 and then 10 and then 10 until I get to 100. And I do it every single day. What is your thoughts on that? Just the incremental few things to do if you can't do everything.
I love that because it tells us two things. One, his main thing is that he's consistent, right? He's doing it every single day. So a lot of people will go, oh, I'm going to exercise, and they'll do it for a week. They'll pick some big crazy plan. And then after a week, they're like, I can't really sustain this. So he's able to do it consistently. And then two, is that he has found something that works for him. Right. And I think that's a big key, is finding a type of exercise that you actually enjoy, because the best exercise, in my opinion, is the one that you will do consistently. And that often comes down to enjoyment. I like this guy.
Yeah. I mean, he's in good shape. You know, he's in better shape than me. I've been doing 5 push-ups a day. I'm going to try to get it up there.